Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today I will be doing a review of the JJRC H22, as you can see here. Now this is a pretty cool looking, kind of symmetrical design of an inverted quad. As you can see here, this is the top, but one thing that's a little bit different about this one is they're marketing it as the double-sided flyer. As you can see, they have made sort of a second canopy underneath, kind of has like eyes there with the JJRC H22 logo, so that's pretty neat, something that some other ones don't have. It comes with a full set of spare props, 2 blacks and 2 whites, that's nice. A transmitter, it may look like a pretty much standard nano transmitter. It's a standard nano design, however it's kind of the expanded extra large version, so it's much nicer than normal. And you have your trims here, both sticks clip, and you have shoulder buttons. I'll go more into that later. You have a USB charging cable here ending in the micro low-Z plug, so very common connector, so that's really nice. You have a instruction manual, not too great, but it's mostly Chinese with translated English, but there is descriptions and diagrams here that can help you out, but I'll pretty much try and cover everything here. And you get the box, and there's also, you can see a red version here, and I believe there's also a green version I've seen, and I'm not sure if there's a black one or not, but there's a couple other colors. Definitely I know for sure there's a green one. And the battery it comes with here is a 3.7 volt 220 milliamp hour battery. So you can see there, pretty cool little battery. And one thing I want to point out, let's see if I can show it. These little slots down here, they have numbers, these little squares 1 through 6. So you can make a mark which battery it is. So I think that's pretty cool, because if you have like a bunch of them, you can mark which ones it is, so you know which ones you've flown, which ones you've charged or not. So I think that's a cool little touch on the sticker here. I think it looks pretty cool. And on the back there's a piece of black foam. I believe that's to help with just making it fit in the bay a little bit tighter there. So that's pretty nice. Just real quick here, I'm going to insert this little clip about the battery, because I actually forgot to mention it in my first take of my review here. And now with the stock USB charger, it takes about 35 minutes to charge. It's a 220 milliamp hour battery, so not too bad, decent charge time. And flight times are about 5 minutes and 15 seconds. So, not too long of flight time, but, right around the medium, because these 3D props have to work harder to keep it in the air, so it's using more juice for that. So yeah, let's get back to the review. Let's see, this one is pretty similar to the Eachine H8 Mini 3D, which is pretty much the same. It has the same props. However, this one has the heavier design, since it has like the double shell design. So it is a little bit less responsive on throttle and a little bit shorter flight times. And it does have these built-in prop guards, which work fairly well. They have these little nubs that go up, so they do protect against the ceiling quite a bit. And also, if you land like this, instead of a normal quad, you have to go flip it over. If you drop throttle and then try and go again, it'll realize that, and you'll just take off straight from there. So that's really nice. It has these little landing feet, as you can see, these little foam pegs, and they come stuck on there, but they're pretty weak, the connection they have just sticking on there, so I removed them and then added them back on with a drop hot glue, and they haven't come off since. Let's see, these props are a unique style 3D prop, because they're symmetrical in pitch, which means they work just as well upside down as they do forwards. So you cannot swap these with, say, other micro props, or at least not and work well, but that's just a unique prop. But they are pretty common, definitely now, since the other ones are coming out, and they do come with a full set of spares, so that's pretty nice. It does have some decent LEDs, actually pretty good in the dark here. Let me plug in the quad. Okay, now I'll turn on the transmitter. You have to go up, down to bind, and now they're not going to show up well in the lights because they're super bright, but yeah, you can't even really see them all. You can't even see it at all here. But at night, there's two blue headlights or eyes up front here, which show up pretty well. And then there's cutouts along the body, as you can see there, which actually in the dark let the light shine through quite well. But underneath here, you have 2 blues up front, as you can see there, and then 2 reds in the back. So that's pretty nice. And now on this one, let me shut this off. Get the battery out. It's hard to take off. And now on this one, okay, you have your trims here, and you have your mode 2, so your throttle's on the left, And now your right shoulder button, if you click that and then give a direction, it will do, say you do a left flip, it'll do a half flip in that direction, and then it'll start flying inverted. And how it does that is the motors, it'll do like it's doing a flip, but then it will stop the direction of the motors, and basically all the board is doing is reversing the polarity that goes to each motor, so it spins backwards. So then the props stop and then spin the other way, and then you're flying. So that's just how that works, and it reverses all the controls for you, so everything is normal. It's just flying like you're upright, so same with thing like that. So really easy, same as normal to fly. And then over here on your left bumper, you click it and you have your different rates, and you have 3 rates. And they're all, the yaw and pitch are all proportional in each rate. At least they change in each rate. And now low and medium rates are actually pretty good and nice to fly in. Good pitch and good yaw, nice, good rates. And then in high, it's kind of like your crazy stunt rate. That's just super, super fast yaw and like crazy deep pitch. So really fast rate and high there. And now on your sticks, they both click in. You push down and they click in. And I'm not sure which one's headless and return to home, but you know, I don't mess with those features at all. They really don't work, but you push them in, one's headless and one's returned to home, I'm pretty sure. Now to recalibrate the accelerometer and headless mode, you put it with the front away from you, and then both sticks down left and both sticks down right will recalibrate the accelerometer in that. So that's a pretty standard procedure for that. Let's see. This one, oh yeah, I forgot to say, or no, the right stick doesn't actually, I remember now, the right stick is not headless or return to home. I'll go over that real quick, but if you click the left stick, it will enter return to home, which will come back to wherever it thinks home is, but that's almost always wrong. It'll just basically enter headless mode and pull back, and then once you give input, it'll cancel return to home, so then you're in headless where you can spin and do whatever. So that, you know, that's how you do headless. And if you click the right stick, before when you did a flip with the bumper and you gave input, it would do a half flip, but now if you click the right stick in and then get enter flip mode and do a flip, it will do a whole flip in that direction, so that's really cool. So if you do a half flip to one side, so you're inverted, and then you click the right stick, so now you're on full flips, and then flip again, you can do full flips from inverted flight, which is pretty cool because it's not something you see too often. And now one other thing, if you're going to flip inverted, I'd recommend really doing it sideways like this, because this one kind of has a weird, I'm calling it sort of headless feature, because say if that's the front of your quad there and you're flying forward and you do a half flip forwards, it'll flip like that, and now you think the blue LEDs and the white props would be your front here, but actually it'll switch the front, the head, so whichever way you were going is still forward, so now the back is actually forwards, so then you'd be flying around like that, and say you flip roll again, the back is still front, so it's kind of weird if you think about it, but it could be a good feature to some who get confused, like if you flip like that and then you think it could help you, but it could also hurt you, so you just have to think about it and be careful. But if you just don't want to avoid that, I just flip sideways all the time, but you know, it's not really too big of a deal, and it's a decent feature. It's not really important, but it's just something I thought I'd point out. Overall, I think it's GearBest sent this to me. I think it's about $22 on their site. I'm not sure. I'll leave a link down below to check it out, but it's pretty cool quad. I recommend it. It's not quite as punchy as the H8 Mini 3D, but I do like the nice blue and black color, and the design underneath it makes it look pretty cool and just angry and stealthy looking. So I do recommend it. So that was my review, and now let's check out an indoor flight, and then I'll take it outside and show what it can do. So let's go check it out. Okay, here we are for the indoor flight of the JJRC H22, as you can see here. Pretty cool little inverted quad with the double-sided canopy design. I have it bound up to the stock remote here. Let's just start off in low rate. I'll put it down and recalibrate the accelerometer and headless by putting both sticks down left and down right. Let's bring it up here, and let's try and hover it so I can get it as stable as possible for you guys. See, it's drifting just a little bit. There's a hands-off hover. I mean, pretty hard to really keep it perfectly stable. But very stable overall. And here is the low rate yaw that it has. You can see pretty low yaw, but it'd be a decent yaw for a beginner, not too bad. And then now here is low rate's pitch. So that combined with the yaw, I think this would be a good beginner rate for a beginner pilot. Not too fast overall. Pretty decent. Now we click the left bumper, and then we go into medium rates. And here is medium rates pitch, so you can see quite a bit more pitch. And then you also have a faster yaw. Now this is the rate I usually fly in because high rates the yaw is just crazy too fast. So here's a mid-rates funnel. A little bit not too tight, but there we go. Now let's go into high rates, clicking the bumper once again. And then this is when you get the crazy fast pirouette yaw, as you can see there. So kind of funny actually to see it like that. And now here is the pitch. This thing is crazy, as you can see there. Can't really hold up with it. Whoop. Hit the ceiling there. Okay, let's go back to the mid rates, and now let's flip inverted by clicking the right shoulder button. And then it just flips right over. You can hear it's a little bit louder, quite a bit louder actually, inverted, but it doesn't really seem to take much more throttle to fly. But as you can see, that looks pretty cool there. So quite a bit quieter in regular flying. But looks pretty cool. Now you can see the prop guards do protect against the ceiling quite a bit there. So that's really nice. And now I'll show you can also take off, like say if you land upside down, you can also take off like that, so that's really nice. And now if we click the right stick in, we're now in full flip mode. So if I give a flip direction, you can see it does a whole flip. And now it doesn't like inverted full flips that much, but they still look really cool. And so you can see that was pretty cool. I think that was good enough for indoors because I pretty much showed everything outside well enough too. So let's take it in for a landing. I'm going to do an inverted landing here. Since the prop guards are there, you can land just fine. So there we go. That was my indoor flight of the JJRC H22. So now let's take it outside and I'll show you what it can do. So let's go check it out. Okay, here we are for the outdoor flight of the JJRC H22, which is the they're marketing it as the double-sided inverted quad. Had some piece of string on the one motor there. As you can see, it kind of has a canopy on both sides, so it's even when it's upside down, it kind of looks like it's right side up, sort of. So let's just start off with a hand toss here, and I'm gonna start inverted just because. Oh nope, I guess it just wanted to flip normal side up. And I'm in low rates here, and let me see, a little bit of wind. So here is the low rates yaw. So not too bad for low rates, as you can see. It'd be a good rate for a beginner, and the prop guards are okay. And then here's low rates pitch, so not too bad either. So I'd say that's a good beginner rate. There's a low rates funnel. So I'm just flying around low rates here. So, you know, not too bad of a rate there. Now let's click it up, and now we're in medium rates. As you can see, the pitch gets quite a bit more, so very high pitch. And now here is the yaw in medium rates, so a little bit faster, pretty good yaw there. There's a medium rates funnel. You see, not bad. And then we kick it up into high rates, and the pitch on this thing, look at that. That's crazy. This thing pitches so far, as you can see there. It's crazy, and then the yaw is also crazy. It's got one of those really fast spinning top yaws. As you can see there, that thing's crazy. Drifting away because of the wind, and because of this controller's not too precise, you can't really fly in high rates. It's just too touchy. So let's flip inverted. Now to do that, you click the right shoulder button, and it'll do a half flip, and that's how you go inverted. And now it doesn't have as much power inverted. On the props, I guess, aren't symmetrical, and it is a little bit louder inverted, so you have to be aware of that. But it still looks pretty cool upside down. You see there. You see that second double canopy, look right there, under it. You can see that looks pretty cool. Let's look at it right side up. As you can probably hear the noise change, it's much quieter regular side up. You can see it looks pretty cool. Okay, and now if you click in the right stick, it'll change it from half flips to full flips. So you can see I'm now doing full flips there by clicking the right shoulder button. So if you click it again, do a half flip so you inverted, and then click it again, now you're back to full flips. You can do full flips from inverted, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. So as you can see there, you can do full and half flips, and you just change that by clicking the right stick. And now when you're flipping inverted, if you do a forward or backwards flip, it will change the head of it. So as you can see, the battery cables there, that's at the back, but it's now as the front. So I'm flying like normal, but it has switched the back to the front. So I'm not really a fan of that feature, but it can be good. You just have to be aware of it. And now to get the white to be the front again, you just have to flip sideways again, so you're upside down, and then flip forward and backwards again. And now you can see the white props are the front again. So I'm not really sure I'm a fan of that feature. And now if you click in the left stick, that'll hit return to home, and then once you give input, you'll cancel it, and then you're in headless mode then. You can see I recalibrated it before the flight, and that's full back and full forward, so it is off a little bit, but you know, not too bad. But overall headless and return to home, unless you have a GPS quad, which nothing this cheap can have. I think they're just kind of pointless features. So then you click it off to take it off. So let's do some speed runs with this. It's a pretty fast quad. You see, not a crazy speed demon, but definitely has some good speed to be fun. See, pretty fast there, and it's definitely smooth and precise. I like that in mid rates. High rates is just too. I'll try and fly a little bit here, but the yaw rate, it just spins around so much. Like any input you give, it's not precise enough. It just starts spinning right away. It's just too much in high rates. So that's just kind of a hovering, spinning, show-off thing. You're actually going to be flying in medium rates most likely. Oh, and I must have a low battery because I can't flip inverted, but let me do that and I'll fly around inverted here. Because once you have low battery, you can't flip again. So you have to catch it and start over. Or flip it yourself. You can't use the flip function. And it does reverse all the controls for you, so everything stays perfectly normal. It's not like a 6-channel helicopter where all the things will be backwards for you. It's completely normal. And my battery is dead. It doesn't last too long because it's sort of heavy. It's not too bad a flight time, but it is very, very cold out right now, probably like 30 degrees. So that's why that didn't last very long. But there we go. That was my review of the JJRC H22. Pretty neat little inverted flying quadcopter. Pretty similar to the Eachine H8 Mini 3D. However, this one has the double-sided canopy and prop guards to it. The H8 Mini did too. But overall, it's a pretty nice quad. I believe it's like $21 from gearbest.com. That's who sent it to me. So please subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.